All right, and welcome to case study number 16 of this series, so brilliantly titled Kirk's 40 Case Study Closings. I'm your host, Ryan Kirk, and these case studies range from vacant lots to custom luxury homes and total $2,042,081.71 in profits and equity without having to personally go see the property. On some, and with no cash, no credit of my own. It varies, and I'll explain. I do it all with Flip Logic and 1-888 Cash Offer. Now let's get into number 16 of the 40 case studies. And that brings us to 4210 and 4216 Hooper Avenue in Los Angeles. This is actually in the hood of Los Angeles. This is, as you know, South Central, and not the greatest area. But the thing about South Central Los Angeles that you may see in parts of your own cities and markets is that there is this gentrification happening of these dilapidated buildings like what you see here that are just, they've been sitting vacant for years or just completely falling apart. In this case, it was both, vacant for years, completely falling apart. And what is happening, the trend is that investor builders are scraping these lots, knocking down what's existing and creating a clean pad, clean lot. And these are flat lots. And what they're doing is on these lots, these are zoned R2, so you can build duplexes on these. And what they're doing is they're taking a set, pre-approved set of plans that they do, and they've got these simple duplexes that are like, I want to say they're like 8 beds. So I think they're like 4 beds, 3 baths each unit. So you get like 8 beds, 6 baths total in the duplex, and they build those. So they buy these lots like for the most $250. They scrape them. They build these 8 bed, 6 bath duplexes, and then they sell them in the 600s or 650s. So that's what is going on there. So that's exactly what happened here too. This was an off-market. These were vacant. This lead originated from a bird dog. If you don't know what a bird dog is can be anybody who basically goes, puts their eyes on a property, and sends you an address, right? And that's what a bird dog does. You can have agents that are bird dogging for you because that's what they do. They're out there looking for deals to send to their investors or to list. But then you can also have, the kid down the street, the mailman, a neighbor, construction worker, a meter, city water or electric meter reader. People who are out there with their feet in the street, boots on the ground, going by, and it can even be yourself if you bird dog a property, but you notice, something that's vacant, something that's run down, you jot down the address, you run the deal, look up the owner, give him a phone call, and put the, make the offer and get the deal in contract. So that's what happened here. So the seller's motivation was just to cash out and do a 1031 exchange into something else. So the ARV on these things came out to be about $600,000 each, 1.2. And the builder who is going to build these, because it's a simple box duplex and they've got pre-approved plans and they just kind of cookie cutter these things out, they're able to build these on flat lots very efficiently, and they can do it at about $90 a square foot. So that if you're checking your numbers as far as the average construction cost to build a house, that's nationally the average is $125 a foot. So 90 is very efficient. And we were able to get these under contract for $360 for the pair. So 360 divided by 2, so that was $180,000 each. And then we were able to sell it, and obviously my notes there is incorrect at 1.23. I believe we sold this 360 plus 50,000, So I believe we sold the project at 410 is what we sold it for. So 410 divided by 2. So we ended up selling these for about 205,000 each. So that's how that broke down. And I know I mentioned earlier that investors are willing to pay $250 per lot, and that's today. I know today they're willing to pay about that. So that's how the numbers broke down on this, and it turned out to be obviously a good win for us. So 205 times 2, again, that's 410. So that's what we sold it for. We agreed to sell it at 205 each. So we made 25,000 on each parcel or each house. And if you were to divide that 25,000 into 600, so that's pretty good. We made about a 4% profit margin on each one of those properties. So we again use the law of reciprocity. Mr. Seller, if we were to pay all cash, pay all closing costs, and close, in 14 days or on the date of your choice, what would be the best price you can do for us? So we ended up coming to an agreement at $180,000 for each one, and that's how it broke down. Our investor on this came from again the way that this investor came to us was through looking at the comps, the comparable sales in the area, and you can see which ones are the flips or which ones were the knockdown, build new construction, right? In this case, who built the new homes that this is going to be matched up similar to. And when you look up the property profile and see in the chain of title who was the investor or builder that bought it, and sold it, then you just look them up because they would be a potential investor for this project, right? So that's what we did. Looked up a few of the builders who built the surrounding comparables, looked them up, said, hey, would you be interested in this project? To which, of course, all of them were. But there was one specifically who was very easy to work with. So we ended up doing the deal with them, and we've done a number of deals with them afterwards too, which is nice. It's nice to be able to do repeat business with investors because that's what it's all about. That's what creates the flow and keeps it keeps this business easy is when you do repeat business with repeat investors. So that's how that deal, that's how that investor was matched up or was found, and that's how we matched him up to this deal. How you could also find other builders or developers there in the area is you could do the instant lead buyer search in FlipLogic, and then you can search that local area, whatever the city or zip code is, and then you can also run some keywords, builder, developer, renovator, real estate investor, and then cash buyer, and then you can send the deal out to them too and see if there's any interest. All right, so what we did to close on this, the funding that we used, this was another assignment. So we put both of these under contract, and then we did an assignment to our builder or our cash buyer. And that's how we did it. So it was just another simple assignment. All right, and on this one, this wasn't too far away from me. So 20 minutes. So I did end up going over to look at the properties, although I don't think I needed to because these were vacant. So you don't have to worry about, your investor fraternizing with the seller because the seller is not going to be there. And then really, you can assess the condition of the property or the play with either a phone conversation with the seller or by photos. And we, that's how you're able to do that. So I didn't need to go see this one. And then same thing with deposit or cash. Again, if you do 5 business days on your deposit and you find an investor quick enough, you don't need to put any cash into the deal, not even a deposit. So that's how you can work around that. All right, I hope that was good for you. Statistically, only 10% of YouTube videos are watched until the end. So if you're in that 10%, you're a hustler, persistent, determined to succeed, and I wish you much success. So thanks for watching. I look